Happy Hump Day Eve, y'all. It is Tuesday, July the 21st, and these are some of the headlines on bizarrebus.com. Mysterious pneumonia soaring in Russia's city of Ufa or Ufa. I don't know, I don't live there. Also in Turkmenistan. Red rash-like splotches in mouth, new symptom. Oklahoma DA slaps teens with terrorism charges, accuses BLM of intimidating officers. Florida gang members are organizing COVID parties to spread the virus, says sheriff. And a survey finds that 48% of people would take a pay cut to continue to work from home. These are just some of the headlines tonight on bizarrebus.com. New cases of a mysterious pneumonia has shown up in Russia. Russia isn't really saying anything about it, and isn't necessarily denying it, but just wants to talk about how coronavirus is slowing down there. But China is saying in Kazakhstan, an unknown infection is spreading, the death rate from which is higher than that of the coronavirus, says the Chinese embassy. The diplomatic mission warned Chinese citizens of a new danger, and this unknown virus is being studied by specialists. Work is underway to compare the pathogen of the disease with the coronavirus. The death rate is much higher than when infected with new coronavirus. The embassy warns Chinese citizens to remain vigilant to minimize the risks of infection. The diplomatic mission, referring to the data of the Kazakh side, reported that in, I can't pronounce any of these places, some region, and in the city of Shymkent, a noticeable increase in patients with pneumonia has been recorded since June of last year. At the same time, pneumonia is not caused by the new coronavirus. The number of infected is close to 500. So, having said that, we switch over to the WHO is concerned about pneumonia cases in Turkmenistan. Okay? Meanwhile, they are denying it. Different country probably, denies unknown pneumonia reports, but has imposed second national lockdown. So switch back to the WHO. The WHO said Wednesday it was concerned about reports of pneumonia in Turkmenistan, a closed Central Asian country that has yet to declare any coronavirus cases. At a press conference after a delayed 10-day mission to Turkmenistan, WHO's senior emergency officer for Europe, Catherine Smallwood, recommended the government adopt measures including contact tracing as if COVID-19 were already circulating. We were aware of and concerned of reports of acute respiratory disease or pneumonia. So which is it? Is it like pneumonia or is it COVID? Is pneumonia, it has the COVID now mutated into some new pneumonia? What's up, y'all? The actions taken in Turkmenistan will have impact for the people in the country, but also throughout Central Asia, Europe, and the world. State television on Wednesday evening showed strongman President Gurbanguly, who can't even pronounce his last name, I won't even try, wearing a mask for the first time as he was pictured fishing while on holiday. He then gave 4 large fish that he caught to a children's summer camp where they were turned into fish soup because they're probably effing starving to death, but so happy to get the fish on TV. Law enforcement on Monday began apprehending citizens for not wearing masks. Police had previously been discouraging citizens from wearing masks and telling them it was fake news. So there's that bit of business. So number one, Russia isn't commenting on it. China is tattling on Russia. One country is denying that it exists, the pneumonia, and another one the WHO is tattling on them. It's a whole freaking thing, y'all. Anyway, I'm going to link it. There is video. I'll link it at bizarrebest.com. Mouth lesions and spots on the palate may be a new symptom of the coronavirus, says a new study. Researchers found that 1/3 of COVID patients with skin rashes on their arms and legs also had breakouts on the roofs of their mouths. What's more, these splotches usually appeared about 2 weeks after people first experienced more well-known symptoms such as fever and shortness of breath. The team from Ramon Cajal University Hospital in Madrid, Spain, said doctors and nurses should examine oral cavities of confirmed or suspected patients to see if they are exhibiting signs. I have pulled up a photo here. I don't know how to add those in my videos yet, so here's the photo. That's the inside the roof of someone's mouth, okay? Sorry about the lack of professionalism here. But then we go down and here's what somebody's torso looks like with a rash on it. You kind of get the picture. Those are red dots. And an ad. Good thing it's on my phone. My second spare phone. I saved it just in case I needed it. Anyway, at the onset of the pandemic, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention recorded just 3 symptoms of the virus on its website: fever, cough, and shortness of breath. However, in April, the Federal Health Agency expanded its list to include several more signs of infection, including chills, repeated shaking with chills, muscle pain, headache, sore throat, and new loss of taste or smell. You better get out the bottle of Jack Daniels or something. Check it out. Health officials have said that as more is learned about the new virus, new symptoms may also emerge. For the study published in JAMA Dermatology, the team looked at 21 patients, a hospital, who had a skin rash from March 30th to April 8th. 6 patients had endothym, which is a rash that looks like small spots that typically appear in the mucous membranes, such as the mouth, nose, and throat. The average time between the onset of classic symptoms, such as coughing, and these lesions were about 12 days. All were between the ages of 40 and 69, and 4 of the 6 were female, suggesting the symptom might affect certain subgroups of patients. Tell me this shit ain't man-made. The team says this is not the first time enanthum has been seen in COVID-19 patients, with reports of the rash recorded in Italy. Despite the increasing report of skin rashes in patients, establishing an etiological diagnosis is challenging, the authors wrote. I'm not a dermatology person, so if I'm hacking this, so what, dude? You get what I'm saying. However, the presence of these lesions is a strong clue that suggests a viral etiology rather than a drug reaction, especially when a pattern is observed. So that's interesting. The researchers noted that many coronavirus patients don't have their mouths examined due to safety concerns that they'll expel infected droplets. Because of this, and the fact that patients are often wearing masks, it is possible that hundreds more may have had mouth lesions. The findings are reminiscent from an April report in which a different group of Spanish scientists found that lesions and bruises on toes were linked to the virus. In the U.S., there are more than 3.7 million confirmed cases, with 14,000 deaths. And then it's just going to go on and tell us everything we already freaking know. So, basically, I'll be in the bathroom looking for shit if I start to feel bad. It's changes every day, you guys. There are hundreds of mutations on this thing now. So I'm sure that there will be many more updates to this as we go along. And then I heard the president speaking today, and he is now saying it's getting more serious. So you know it's way freaking serious if he's saying that, because he's been a denier since day one. All right, well, that's it on that. You can check out the videos and photos. I've linked it all up at bizarrebus.com. Oklahoma DA slaps teens with terrorism charges and accuses BLM of intimidating officers and protecting criminals. When you employ these tactics for political purpose, you're a terrorist, Oklahoma County District Attorney David Prater said. 2 teenagers are the latest to face terrorism charges after allegedly helping to break in the windows of an Oklahoma City bail bonds business in late May during the civil unrest that swept the nation in the wake of the death of George Floyd. It was a murder, okay? If you're going to go out and do crime and think you can get away with it, you're an idiot. I'm just saying. Several dozen protesters conducted a sit-in at the office of the Oklahoma County District Attorney on Monday to demand that he drop the terrorism charges and resign. But Prater maintained, why? Why should he? They did the crime. It is terror. It's total terrorism. All these people should be charged with it. That's what they're doing. These aren't peaceful protesters. Maybe they'll learn the difference. Prater maintained last week that those who incite violence in the streets are criminals who have subverted peaceful protests and impaired the open discussion regarding race in our country. I could not agree. Thank you, sir. When you employ these tactics for a political purpose, you are a terrorist. Finally, someone gets it. Prater also accused BLM protesters of trying to intimidate him and law enforcement and of defending criminals who are violent, exploitive, and unscrupulous. The district attorney said, "It is my job to protect innocent citizens and their property, and I will continue to do it to the best of my ability." Excuse me, good for him. The local chapter of BLM criticized Prater for bringing the terrorism charges against protesters, especially in Oklahoma City, where a white supremacist terror attack killed at least 168 people and injured hundreds more in 95. That was in 95, and they were charged. The bombing was the worst terrorist attack to take place on the U.S. soil. They charged who they could. Until the World Trade Center on the 11th of 2001. All you do is bring up the past bullshit that's already handled. That's all you got. That's all BLM has. To conflate the acts of vandalism against property with acts of terrorist violence against human beings is a moral and legal equivocation without compare. Its petition on change.org said, "It is an insult to survivors of terrorism, and it is sacrilege to its victims." I disagree. Who says the definition of those can't change as we get into more perilous times? We're all sick of it, y'all. Haley Lynn Crawford and Sydney Lynch, who both turned 18 within the past month, were charged last week with acting with a large crowd to unlawfully break windows of CJ's bail bonds in Oklahoma City. The charges came after investigators identified 2 young women using Facebook Live videos streamed by other demonstrators and tips to Crime Stoppers. An anonymous article posted on medium.com on Tuesday said Prater chose to charge those demonstrating their First Amendment constitutional rights with terrorism because they weren't demonstrating their constitutional rights. If they had, nothing would have got destroyed. These charges carry a $1 million bond, meaning innocent Oklahomans are left to suffer in Oklahoma County jail. It's bullshit. I'm not even going to... Why? Why should I keep going? Whoever wrote this article clearly has no idea what they're talking about. It just goes on to talk about who else has been charged. And they should be. If you're out here, if you're out here messing around and destroying things, you should be charged for it, period. It is concerning, and I'll read this. It's concerning and bewildering that this organization has chosen to defend criminals who are violent, exploitive, and unscrupulous, referring to Black Lives Matters. And they have subverted peaceful protests. That's all I'm going to read. It's just going to keep repeating itself. That's what they do. They want to make a long-ass article, so they just keep repeating over and freaking over what they said at the beginning. And every headline starts the first paragraph. Just saying. So that's why I just usually get right into it. Have you ever noticed that? Probably. I don't know. Maybe I'm the only one that's noticed it. Probably not. Anyway, I'm rambling. I'm going to link it at bizarrebus.com. Let's take a quick break, and we wanted to show you the support page at bizarrebus.com, where you can just go to bizarrebus.com and click on support us. You can choose t-shirts, anything you've seen in the videos we try to list. There's 5 different ways that you can try to support us. You can use Cash App, Zelle, PayPal, Bitcoin. You can just send a straight Zelle request if you want, Venmo. You can choose to purchase a mask, any of the t-shirts. We got Alien Lives Matter, Earth Life Matters, Black Hole Eats Matters, Black Holes Eat Matter. We've got a lot of different things you can do to support us. We would certainly appreciate it if you feel that we deserve that. Thank you so much. A Florida sheriff has warned that gang members are organizing large COVID-19 parties of up to 400 people to spread the virus among themselves. Osceola, I'm sorry, I'm not from Florida, Osceola County Sheriff Russ Gibson said residents are afraid after more than 600 noise complaints were filed since March due to massive parties attended by hundreds of people and hosted in vacation rental homes. Airbnb, y'all. They busted some of those in my city, too, doing the same thing. Guns and all kinds of shit. Shocking video released by the sheriff's office shows dozens of cars blocking off a roadway in early July where a large group of people gathered to dance and party in the street. Footage from May shows even more cars blocking off a full intersection before the party was broken up by cops. The sheriff warns that locals are living a life of terror where these parties are happening. Dude, what the hell? The parties are sometimes attended by up to 400 people, and one person has already been killed as a result of shootings among those attending. Sheriff Gibson told Click Orlando that he believes those gathered are trying to mingle to potentially spread the virus among each other, so herd immunity. He said that the county is experiencing a sudden recent spike in cases as a result. They're being referred to, from what I'm being told, as COVID-19 parties where they're actually getting together and they're trying to mingle to potentially spread the virus among each other, if they're asymptomatic or whatever the case might be. We've just seen a tremendous spike here in the county. Florida's like a fucking hotbed. You wouldn't. I actually was going to go to Florida for a couple of weeks in the winter for vacation. It ain't happening. And then I thought Bahamas. Well, now we can't go at all. Americans aren't allowed. I'm screwed, dude. Gibson said that while those who attend the parties may not be at risk, if they contract COVID-19, they could spread it to someone who is. The problem is when you have this and you take it back home to a parent or grandparent. I've been saying that. These kids are effing idiots. You have to think beyond the moment, this guy's saying. A man has already been arrested following the fatal shooting at one of the parties. Demetrius Cox, 20, was taken into custody after he allegedly shot dead a man at one of the house parties. Wolf Luther King Luma, also 20, was dropped off to Dr. Phillips Hospital in Orange County after being shot at one of the parties. I mean, why, dude? Why would you even go to one of these parties, man? And these guys look like winners on here, I'm just saying. Anyway, you can check out the party videos yourself and a couple of mug shots. I'm going to link it at bizarrebus.com. Well, y'all, I am still working from home. I think a lot of people are. If you're not and you're looking for a job, I'm so sorry, because that sucks big time. But anyway, I really do enjoy working from home. I get a hell of a lot more done. I can focus better. I probably work harder at home than I ever did at my office, although I miss my office because that's where I did my videos at. So I've had to figure that out here. Survey finds working from home has so many benefits. 48% of workers would take a pay cut to continue. I'm not sure I would, actually. I mean, gas. Yeah, you're saving on gas, but I'm still doing more work. Although adults around the world have been forced to start working from home amidst the coronavirus outbreaks, a global poll of 2,250 office workers suggests that many of them are actually much happier working from home. Not only that, 77% believe working from home is one of the most effective ways to help the environment. The survey, conducted by OnePoll in conjunction with GoTo by LogMeIn, aimed to uncover how office workers feel about working from home and their environmental impact. The poll included 1,000 U.S. office workers, 250 office workers in India, the UK, Brazil, Germany, and 125 workers in Australia and 125 in New Zealand. With a whopping 84% of respondents worrying about their environmental impact, over 75% respondents said their commute to work is something they feel guilty about when it comes to the daily impact of the environment. I've thought about it. I'm not sure that I gotta make money, so, I love animals and stuff, but and the environment, but we all have to work. And I've often wondered, it sucks that we all drive one car, so each person has one car. Carpooling should be more of a thing, but I hate people, really. So I don't hate people, I just don't like to be around people I don't know, like big crowds and shit. I'm kind of a loner. We've seen the benefits of remote work to allow employees to have more flexible schedules, but as most of the world has turned to full-time remote working amidst the pandemic, one of the unexpected benefits is the impact this is already having on the environment. And it's not just showing the environmental benefits of working from home that proved appealing to workers. In addition to saving time with their commute, 72% of office workers surveyed say saving money is a huge perk to working from home. Absolutely. I don't know how. I'm saving a lot more than I ever did working away from home. And I always packed my lunch, so I don't get it. I don't know what gas can't, it's not that much. I traded in my Dodge Charger for a small SUV, and my gas went to next to nothing, but I do work. It's at an hour and 15-minute round trip. Still, I'm saving more money. I don't know what's going on. Other benefits associated with working remotely include the ability to spend more time with family and friends. That's 56%. And 45% are feeling happier and actually being more productive is 37%. I would say I'm a happier person working at home, for sure. I can water my garden at lunch or take a shower or whatever. I'm doing more shit. Over half surveyed, 57% revealed working from home provides them with the ability to embrace a more flexible schedule, while a further 48% say they can save money on things like their commute or childcare when they work remotely. That's got to be huge for people with kids. But how do you work with kids? I don't know. Beyond that, 56% say they simply enjoy the ability to wear whatever they want working from home. Amen. We couldn't wear, 2 months out of the year we were allowed to wear whatever we wanted. It was lazy town. And the rest of the time you actually had to wear, decent clothes. You could wear jeans, but it definitely had to be you couldn't wear workout pants, which, why the hell not? Because I'm going to go work out at my lunch, and then when I come back from lunch, I can wear that outfit, so why can't I wear it when I roll in? I don't get it. Anyway, tonight I am rambling. I'm so sorry. Another 46% of those studied say one of the best things about working remotely is the close access to their kitchen, while a further 44% can get some of their weekend chores out of the way. Amen, dude. I can do laundry when I want. It's clear from our survey that office workers are concerned about the impact their behavior is having on the environment, and allowing them to work full-time or even part-time remote can help mitigate carbon emissions, save employees time, and ultimately create a work culture where employees are happier and more productive. If I never saw the inside of my office building again, I wouldn't be depressed about that. I really do miss my office for doing the videos, that's it. But I was always worried I'd get busted, like somebody online that I work with would see it and be like, she's doing videos. Ugh. No, I was staying after work to do them, dude. Anyway, that was a concern because I already had a prepped response. And who knows, maybe somebody's already seen them because I'm all over Facebook, right? So I'll tell you what, though, one more last ramble. When I began to work from home and more of my videos started getting out, I unfriended everybody I work with. And it wasn't personal. It's just like, you don't need to see what I'm doing for real. And you don't need to know my opinion on anything. Because people are getting fired for their opinion, dude. You say BLM's bullshit and racist, you're going straight to HR. Anyway, you can read this at bizarrebits.com. I'll try not to ramble tomorrow. Thanks for tuning in. Have a great night. And remember, it's Hump Day Eve, so we're almost there midweek. Take care.